Gemma is on the Jeremy Kyle Show. How are you? I said then, please sit back and relax. I said it, I think it's something that a lot of people have read about, seen about. This is very personal to you. Let's hear, if we can, your story. You've been with husband Carl 9 years, married 4 kids, and everything really was good.
Yeah, until I breastfed. I breastfed my children, my little boy for 1.5 years, and my little girl for 6 months. And once I'd breastfed, as many women will know, you do lose a lot of the shape from your breasts. And I didn't notice it myself. I didn't notice the changes in myself. It was my husband that pulled. I literally got to the point where I would not take my top off.
Literally that bad. And let's just highlight that, because I think a lot of women would identify with that suddenly huge changes to your body physically. You felt, what, less attractive to him?
Just not. I personally didn't like the look of them, the feel of them. They were empty, and I didn't look in the mirror at them, so I certainly didn't want...
And you were really candid with us. You said, I didn't want him to go near me, I wanted to keep my clothes on when we were becoming intimate, and you drifted apart. Yeah, we did, really bad. I mean, I didn't notice it was him that pulled it up, and he basically said, we live separate lives, you're a different person now. And it was my friends as well, actually, that said... The girl who used to come out and be quite outgoing and all. It really had an impact, didn't it, on your confidence, and you know, it wouldn't be an over-exaggeration to say that the relationship was heading to oblivion, really. Yeah,
because we just didn't communicate anymore. I was so caught up in myself that I didn't appreciate how he felt. And it is a massive part of a relationship, obviously, the intimacy, and it just wasn't there as much, or if at all, because of that.
It's amazing as well for the people who criticise, you know, cosmetic surgery, whatever you want to call it. They'd go, really? That sounds a bit shallow. But no, from your point of view as a woman, it was having a major negative impact on your relationship. Yeah. Carl decided to buy you new boobs, as I call them, for Christmas.
Yeah, well, it wasn't... He approached the subject, and he did it in a good way, and it was him that said... Because I'd never... I mean, I probably had the opinion of the majority of women out there. I didn't agree with surgery, and I just thought, be happy in how you are, and I would never, ever have had it done. And it wasn't until he broached the subject, and he'd actually done research into it, and said, look, I think it would change you.
I think it's an individual choice. I think people have to make their own choices.
Yeah, there doesn't need to be excuses.
And you said, which I loved, you loved them, suddenly you're like a couple of kids again. You were just back together and everything was great. Yeah, we were just back to... Friends commented again, you're back to your old self. I could put the old dresses on I used to wear, and it's silly, it's little things like that they mean a lot. And then you started to feel very strange. Tell us about that.
I started getting a lot of pains in my right breast. I also started to get, which I put down to having my own business and 2 children, and cloudiness, memory loss,
lethargy,
tiredness, constant though. And I mean, I felt like a 6-year-old woman trapped in a 20-odd-year-old's body, and it was literally, I would get the children to school and I would feel the need to lie down. I didn't, but I did feel the need to lie down.
It was about this point, which I'm sure people would be aware, that the information about PRP implants, French implants, a poly implant, I can't say the last bit,
prosthesis,
came out into the public domain.
Yeah.
Were you aware of any of that at that time?
I was aware that it was taking place, and I'd picked up on the feeling of it, but because I'd gone
Did you know you had PIP?
Not at that point. Because I'd gone to the best clinic that I felt, well, it was classed as the best clinic out there, I didn't question it for a second. It didn't cross my mind.
Let me just give some information for people watching this show. PRP implants are banned because the silicone gel used in them is of a different composition to that approved. The gel is reportedly used to make mattresses.
Yeah, and
40,000 women in the United Kingdom, as we stand, are thought to have the implants. 95% had them fitted privately. I mean, that's horrific.
It's horrific. To find that out as well, and that's... I mean, they found a list of 30 things that it could be, like the filler that goes around your bath, that was one of them.
This basically then started to impinge on the relationship again, right?
Well, for Carl, I felt awful, because obviously I'd gone back into the bubble, and again, I didn't appreciate where he was coming from. I was just trying to get myself through it, and I do tend to do that. And we'd gone, I mean, we're starting to come out of it now, but we'd gone back to the point again of he'd lost me, I was constantly on the internet, I was constantly looking at things. So, yeah, it's had a massive impact on us again.
In terms of intimacy now, in terms of every part of this relationship, it's back down at the bottom again, right?
Pretty much, because I don't They feel so foreign.
The relationship has just gone on this roller coaster.
Yeah, yeah.
Why are you here? Anyway, listen, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Remember to subscribe so that you never miss out on the latest Jeremy Kyle Show videos and him.